Last time on
Doc
Last time on Doc of Shame.
No, I'm gonna rank it low because Heather's a freaking horrid human being, and
Heather sucks. Man, that guy is just so hot I could kiss him.
Why did you have to write impressive armpit hair in the notes?
The throw-up scene makes me think of Family Guy funny moments.
Welcome, campers, to the Doc of Shame podcast. My name is Matt. Joined with me, as always, are...
I'm Chris.
Last time on Doc of Shame. Chris, what did you say?
I said I'm gassy.
I'm sassy.
I'm classy.
Ooh.
What's your name, though?
I felt the shine just come off of that statement.
What are your names, though?
My name is Matt.
Oh, I did say I'm Chris and I'm gassy.
You did. The other two didn't.
I'm Matt Walsh, and I'm nasty.
I'm Gabe.
Yeah! Yeah! Give it up for Gabe! Give it up for Gabe!
I was gonna say, and you're tasty.
Tasty. Nasty and tasty look like they should rhyme, but they don't.
Well, quick, let's just keep on going with the rhyme scheme. Just forget the episode.
Yes.
All the SSYs. I'm
mad and I'm pasty.
Aww. I'm Chris and I'm Betsy.
Alright, we're done. Welcome to the Doc of Shame podcast. We talk about Total Drama Island. And sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes.
This episode, I don't think I said the name of the last episode. Last episode was not quite famous. This one is Sucky Outdoors.
Yeah, it's Sucky Outdoors.
Yes, the Sucky Outdoors.
They moved away from the name scheme.
The one time that they didn't have to, censor the word suck because it was in an episode title.
Ha! Take that, US.
Yeah, take that, Cartoon Network. If that's even your real name. It's really Animation TV.
It's really Warner Brothers.
In the last time on, Chris calls Justin McGorgeousness. And then I do have to mention every time that Chris calls it the most dramatic campfire ceremony.
Yeah.
It's usually he brings that up a lot. He's introducing the challenge. They have to spend one night in the woods. I wrote last one back. Obviously, it's first team back gets immunity. He mentions that some of them may not come back alive because they lost a couple of interns to bears in pre-productions.
I do believe that.
Yep, I absolutely believe that.
This was still I think I was just not listening well, but I thought this was a kind of confusing, because I didn't completely process exactly what the challenge was.
They gotta go into the forest.
No, I know what it is now, but
I
thought that when he was talking about it, I didn't quite get the objective outside of going into the woods. I didn't.
That's literally it.
Yeah, no,
Chris, I get you. I think I was in a little bit of the same boat. He just he explains it very fast, and then they just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a weird metric of what first one back means. After what time? How long do they actually need to spend in the forest?
Yeah.
For it to count.
Yeah,
that's weird.
And even Trent brings it up later, but he's literally he even seemed like he was confused as to like exactly what they're supposed to do in the like where he was just kind of like, I think that we're supposed to do some sort of survival challenge. Like, I think it might have been on purpose that they did that.
That it was so vague.
Yeah.
Yeah. Izzy starts telling stories about a bear, which scares Lindsay a little bit about how it was eating. This is one of Izzy's like super fast stories where she was talking about how a bear was eating her trash and it had spaghetti and sauce and they thought it was the neighbor's cat, but the cat was just lost.
But then it's like, it's kind of up in the air, I think, because then it's like, yeah, it had spaghetti hanging from its mouth. But then I think she says, like, but they didn't eat spaghetti recently? And you're kind of like, what?
No, she asked that to Lindsay, like, did you have spaghetti? Like, to make sure Lindsay wasn't sick.
Oh, okay.
About hearing it.
Oh, okay, never mind.
They're walking into the woods. Gwen is visibly upset about the diary, which adds some nice continuity from episode to episode.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Yeah, they're actually there. It was subtle, but like as they were initially leaving, you saw Heather itching her arm, as they were leaving to go into the woods.
Yeah.
But I thought this was yes, nice continuity, but like there was scenes after it happened where like Gwen kind of seemed like fine and just out for vengeance. Like she had like during the marshmallow ceremony last time, she was like blushing as she looked at Trent. Trent was smiling at her, and then she did the red ant thing. But then the next day, like she was just like back to being upset again, which I thought I thought that was a little bit weird, but I get it. Good continuity overall.
Yeah, Trent tries to console her, but she just doesn't really want to talk about it right now. That cut to the bass. Katie and Sadie decide to stop and eat blueberries and talk about how they're BFFFLs.
Yeah, one of them's going this episode.
Best female friends for life, and they decide to just stop and eat blueberries, get lost from the rest of the team.
Like they once again, like the show perfectly sets it up where like these characters that kind of have talked in the recent episode but not really. Yeah, we're gonna put a heavy spotlight on them, but don't worry, we're totally not trying to spoil the ending.
Right. Back to the Gophers, the rest of the team kind of stands up for Gwen, as Heather is getting mad at her, saying that they should vote on Gwen next because she's sulking and filled her bed with fire ants.
It's not even like the team; it's mostly Trent. Which is a nice change of pace. Which is also when I realized a lot of the team is very passive, which is why Heather's able to get away with like a lot of the things that she does. Yeah. Even like Trent, being like in the last episode, it was like, "Hey, do you mind if Heather is the captain?" He was like, "Yeah, sure, it's fine." But it's nice to see like somebody say something to Heather for once.
Right, stand up.
It's very strange because they present like characters like Lashana as like someone that would be like combative with Heather, and like we just didn't get that much of it in like the last few episodes, which I thought was a little strange. Like it was so present in the first episode and then it kind of like died, and we know that it'll eventually come back, but like this is like a weird like not really calling her out on her bullshit like you would expect from a character like Lashana.
Yeah.
Right. Back to Kate and Sadie, they realize that their team has left them, and they remember about that time that both of them lost their moms at the mall. Much like this, they probably like sat and like put quarters into those candy machines that have been sitting there for God knows how long.
Have you guys ever been somewhere and like lost your parents?
Okay, I have a funny story.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a funny story too. That's more recent.
Okay, so when I was little, I'm talking about like 2, 3, or 4. I was shopping out with my dad, and he was like looking at some of the products, and he lost sight of me. Keep in mind, we were standing still, and there was a sign right next to him. I was behind the sign, and he started panicking because he didn't see me. and then he got
I have
super
another
mad
story,
at me.
but Chris had one first, so.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it now. And it's kind of job related, so I might refrain.
Okay.
But I'll just say this: literally last year, I went with my dad somewhere, and he almost called the cops because I got lost in the middle of New Jersey. So I'll explain more off call, I guess. I know I hate to leave the audience hanging on that, but yeah, it happens.
So when I was, I don't know, like 7 or 8, the one thing I really liked to do when I was going shopping in like Kohl's or whatever was to stand next to the clothing mannequins
You've told me this before.
and like stand still and like pretend I was one. My dad legitimately like could not find me because I was standing with the mannequins super still. He thought I was one of them.
That's excellent.
How pale were you?
I don't fucking know. He just couldn't find me.
Wow, it's one of those mannequins that have hair. It's so realistic looking.
Oh, they have eyes.
Right?
Yeah.
It was really funny. Anyways, they freak out a little bit, but they start walking, looking for the looking for their team. Owen, they get to their camp, and Owen notes that there's no food there and starts making bear sounds.
Amazing.
Yep.
Good old Owen. Just being Team Chaos all the way.
Right. All just bears. Katie, they cut back and forth a lot in this episode, so we're probably going to be doing that too.
Yeah.
Katie makes the note to Sadie, have you ever noticed how all trees look the same? Which leads into an argument. Because of course it does.
It's racist against trees.
Back to the Gophers, and a guy shows up with a pizza that the camera crew like waves over for them. Y'all, they're on an island.
Yeah, as you mentioned it just now, I was like, wait, hold on.
I'm just glad that they acknowledged the camera crew.
I
Yeah.
think this is foreshadowing for a later development.
Yes. I know which development you're talking about.
Yes.
I have no idea
I
what you're talking about.
Do not.
Okay, so we will leave it a secret.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the people who would listen to this probably has watched it. Maybe might be revisiting it with us. But
It's in the drama.
yeah,
special.
it's basically at the very end of the show.
Yeah.
LOL, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Owen comes back with some fish, like actually doing some like outdoorsy stuff. Tells the story about him and his grandpa. Says he got bit by a shark, and then shows them all his butt.
Okay,
Because of course.
I actually want to talk about that whole sequence.
Yeah.
Because they changed, like, animation style. And they do this, like...
I didn't notice that.
They do, like, a whole little sequence that looks almost, like, hand-drawn.
No, that's
And-
later. That's
That's
later.
later.
That's later. This is the second
Stupid
episode. This is the
fucking-
second. This is the second episode of the row that has happened. Anyway,
It's okay. It's okay. Back to Katie and Sadie arguing. They're trying to one up each other because now they're arguing. Katie's like, I know how to drive, and then calls her a "you have to walk girl," which is such a great insult. And then Sadie mentions that Katie drove her mom's car into a snack shack at the beach. As they're doing this arguing, there are squirrels in the tree. Camera goes to them, and the squirrels are just like mimicking what they say and mocking them.
this is another example about how nature is a character in total drama.
And between this arguing, they cut to confessionals of them where they're all like buddy buddy. They talk about how much they love each other, and then back again to the woods where they're arguing and hate each other.
I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah. The bats are putting up their tent, and Jeff makes a comment to Bridget. You pitch a tent like a guy. Which I don't know.
I just realized.
I don't know if they wrote that for the, like, entendre or not.
I didn't even realize that at first.
I'm still not making the connection.
So, have you heard the expression pitching a tent?
Yeah, okay, I get
Okay,
it
there
now.
you go.
But what's great is that he realizes, oh, that was stupid, and then he then proceeds to follow up to be, you don't pitch a tent like other girls, like girly things or whatever, and something along those lines, and you're like, dude, you just basically doubled down on your misogynistic comment.
Yeah.
Like it's so ridiculous. And then Duncan follows it up with more misogyny.
Right.
To quote an amazing show, he who laughs last thinks the slowest.
Yeah.
And we
That's-
think the slowest.
What show is this?
Sweet Life on Deck.
What was the quote again?
Wow.
He who laughs last thinks the slowest.
Oh my god, I actually remember that.
That's an amazing quote. I don't remember that from the show.
Wow.
Duncan makes a misogynist comment. DJ comes back because he found a bunny instead of food and names him Bunny.
Can we talk about that fucking bunny?
It's a bunny.
I fucking love that bunny.
It's a cute bunny.
No, I want to talk about how that... Wait, okay, am I fucking crazy? Because maybe I was wrong. Did that bunny cough like a human man?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. That's when he was like patting him on the back or whatever. Or like it was patting his head, but like it was like caught some sort of effect in that way.
Okay. Because like what the fuck? But like seriously, because like it's this cute little bunny and then it's like
I don't think I think that they were like I guess they didn't want to make like cute bunny sounding coughs, so I think they just doubled down on the coughing and just made it like a smoker's cough. I think yeah. I think that's I legit no, like I think that's like the comedy brand is essentially like what you'd least expect to come out of like the mouth of something that's so tiny. Like that's
That's what you get.
yeah.
fucking why? I was ready for like some like weird shit to happen with that fucking rabbit.
It's gonna be like Kangaroo Jack, but the bunny is like fucking just having full conversations with people.
No,
in the
kangaroo.
movie,
Okay, I'm about to fucking go off, bro.
Yeah,
I
let's do
know.
it.
Yes, it's part of the reason why I brought it up because I knew it set people off.
All right, tell us about Kangaroo Jack, Matt.
Kangaroo Jack was framed as a movie with a talking kangaroo. That kangaroo does not speak to anyone.
Yes.
It's like one hallucination and that's it. That's like the only. It's the only part. It's like a 5-second scene of him talking, and the rest of it is just them carrying around the fucking kangaroo.
And isn't like the only thing is like, hey, I'm Kangaroo Jack. Like,
Yeah, basically.
that's all.
Well, I think that there's some sort of weird like him and his friends are gonna like beat them up or something. Like there's something that involves within the hallucination, but all of it, like the entire, like that whole segment of him talking lasts all of 5 minutes, and then it's just that's it. It's done. There's nothing more.
The kangaroo doesn't talk anymore.
If I was locked in a room with a gun with only 2 bullets, and in that room was Hitler, Stalin, and Kangaroo Jack,
Whoa!
I would
Alright.
strangle Kangaroo Jack with my bare hands
And then shoot.
and watch the life drain from his eyes. David McNally, director of 2003 Kangaroo Jack. Why?
I didn't realize that someone could have the hatred I have for Heather for something that's not even like a talk that actually quite literally is not a talking character in Kangaroo Jack, which is what makes it so frustrating. Wow.
You know how there's all those memes about like people wanting to kill the baby from Ice Age?
No.
What are you pulling out here? What is this conversation?
Those memes are so fucking funny, though.
They're so fucking good. You guys haven't seen any of those?
No.
I'm just like, I'm just like such desire to just want to kill the baby from Ice Age.
What the? What in the world?
Because it's just like this like ugly abomination, and they're like, I just want to kill it. Oh my god!
Hold on. What Ice Age is this? I've only seen like
The first one.
The first one.
Was the first one? What the?
The plot of the first one is to return the baby to the humans.
All right, I forget the first one then. Then clearly, it's not. It's been a while since I've seen the first one.
That's fair.
That's okay. Ice Age has had like 5 movies.
Yeah, I might be blending them or something.
You might be lowballing that number, Matt.
There's like
I
5
actually
Scrat
might be.
movies, too.
What? People are so it's so unnecessary. Like that's like the kids. Like okay, the kid's like he's a little flat-headed. It looks like, but he's not that. It doesn't seem that bad. I don't think.
It reminds me of Andy from the original Toy Story.
Because he
Little
doesn't
bit.
look fucking human.
He looks so fucking ugly.
All right, I think the meme is dead because there's an image on Google Images when you search "Baby Ice Age" of a PewDiePie thumbnail of him staring at Ice Age Baby with the title "Why I Hate Ice Age Baby."
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
That sucks.
I think that's our transition back to this.
Duncan says, "Hey, has anyone seen Tweedledum and Tweedleidiot?"
Dude, it's so funny, dude! Dude, that line had me, like, cracking up for, like, 2 hours.
Oh, it was great.
Oh, my God. Fucking comedy, dude.
Wow.
Back to Tweedledum and Tweedleidiot. They are going through the woods, and they find a tree with a fork in it. Like a literal utensil sticking out of the bark.
Oh!
Do you get it now?
Okay, I was just listening
my
to the audio
God.
at that point, so I didn't get the joke.
Yeah, it's like actually like a utensil like sticking into the tree. Not explained. It's just like, oh, it's the fork in the tree. And they mentioned that they're lost. They've been going in circles because Katie is apparently really bad with directions. And then God damn it! I just looked at the link you posted.
It was just the
Lost
link
my
of
train of
just
thought.
Ice Age baby memes that I just wanted you guys to have to endure.
So they run into a cave. There are bats. They're freaking out. They think they're gonna die there. It's a lot.
Yeah. They are. It's like it's really like. Yeah, like if people watching this, even for the very first time, that don't think that either Katie or Sadie are going to be one of them is going to be eliminated in this episode. I really question your acumen, like your like ability to kind of like read a story essentially, because this is like they're presenting it very clearly on silver platter. But this is a much better episode than the previous one for sure. But
yes.
it's this one is like is not going to be as surprising as the last episode.
This is when Owen now tells the story of like him fighting a bear with his grandpa.
Finally.
Getting your animation talk now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed the style.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so what they do is, but yeah, they go for like a hand drawn style, and I thought it was a really cute change of pace, and
Yeah,
I also appreciate that the show in canon hired animators in the world of the show to recreate Owen's story.
Yeah. That would be like if reality TV did that. Like I would love it more. Although I would feel like if Big Brother did that, I would hate them.
They would also totally underpay the animators.
Yes. Yeah.
You know how like on like the episodes of My Brother and Me, there's always like an animated segment. It was like they did that for like Owen just telling a random story, and I feel like Total Drama's never gonna do anything like that again. It was just like very strange cutaway.
Also, the gun they shot the cardboard bear with in the animation had a cork in it.
It was a pop gun.
Yeah, I appreciated that.
I wonder if they did that to like let it be on TV.
It was always like that.
On a kids show. No, I know it was always like that, but it was animated like that in the first place so that they could show it on the kids network.
I don't know. I still thought I thought it was like a funny little thing,
Yeah.
if anything.
I mean, he still calls it a shotgun though.
It's true.
Yes.
Kids don't know what shotguns are.
As they're
Oh my God.
as they're doing that, they realize that Izzy went to the bathroom an hour ago and is lost. They don't know where she is. Owen hears rustling in the bushes, goes over to the bushes, and then shouts, "Great Pyramid of Giza."
I swear I did not hear the pyramid part, but
Yep.
that's excellent.
I also think it's Giza, not Giza.
It is Giza.
Yeah. But
I
he
thought it
says
was I thought it was the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
no, that's
Oh, excuse me, Leaning Tower Pizza.
He did say
Oh.
Giza though.
he did say Giza. It's Giza.
Yeah.
That's fucking
But
Canadians.
he also says pyramid, which is great.
Yeah, Giza I think is just like the Western Hemisphere like pronunciation.
Yeah. So Owen's running around, freaking the fuck out, and Cody starts wetting his pants extremely slowly.
Amazing.
I remember this moment fucking killing me when I was younger. Like, I could not stop laughing when I saw this.
Y'all ever wet your pants?
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yes.
Yo, Gabe was potty trained at like age 1 month.
Yeah.
Like, no cap.
That's one of my few life achievements.
It's like sitting on the toilet reading a newspaper at like 4 months.
Fucking boss, baby.
No.
Fucking looking at all the other sick babies.
I love Gabe too much to compare him to Boss Baby.
Yes, I apologize.
I love both Gabe and Boss Baby. No relation.
Yes, I was gonna say let's. They're on separate levels.
Since there is bear, the gophers all climb up into a tree.
Since there is bear.
Since there is bear.
Bear equal tree.
Bear equal tree.
Wait. Okay, I'd like to also point out bears can climb trees.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. Like they're like, oh, well, I guess they're safe up there now. Totally, nothing's gonna happen now.
Yeah.
Well, at least most bears can climb trees.
Mm-hmm.
But like a grizzly bear or black bear, I'm pretty sure can climb trees. Panda bears.
Those Adirondack bears, man, they always climb the trees.
Yeah. Duncan, back to the Bass camp. Duncan starts to tell a scary story. He's talking about how they were going like the guy started going away and the girl was freaking out, and then suddenly Mandor handhooked.
Damn it! I was gonna say it.
We were all gonna fucking say it.
I will say that Duncan at one point in the story says tap tap tapping, and immediately the song from Dear Evan Hansen came on in my head. And tap tap tapping on the glass, waving through the window.
Nice.
She goes out to check, and man door hand hook car door.
I'm glad we all had that thought.
As in the two of you, at least.
3 of us.
Oh, well, I didn't think
You were the
about
only
it.
one.
I didn't think about it at the time.
Do we want to share with the audience?
Do you know what man door, hand hook, car door is, Chris?
No, I know the meme. I just didn't think of it when I saw this.
Okay.
This thing.
I mean, I could read it out loud and pretend that it's Duncan's story.
Please do.
What if we enacted like a play and give roles?
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Can I be the girlfriend?
So
This has been
Sure,
like the most
you can be-
off the rails episode.
that's fine. All right. So Chris, you be the narrator.
Okay,
Gabe, you're gonna be.
Oh, did you like
You're gonna
it?
be the girl.
Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah, the pictures are
I'll do Foley work. So Matt, you be the guy then. Yeah, Foley
Wait.
work.
Wait, who am I?
You're the guy.
Okay.
Chris is the narrator. Gabe's the girlfriend.
Fully work. I can't. All right. Man and girl go out to drive under moonlight. They stop at a side of road. He turned to his girl and say,
Baby, I love you very much.
What is it, honey?
Our car is broken down. I think the engine is broken. I'll walk and get some more fuel.
Okay, I'll stay here and look after our stereo. There have been news reports of stereos being stolen.
Good idea. Keep the doors locked and no matter what. I love you, sweaty.
So the guy left to go full for the car. After 2 hours, the girl say, "Where is my baby?"
No,
sorry, go ahead.
Where's my baby? He was supposed to be back by now.
Then the girl here, I'm used to like the paragraphs, being separated for quotes. Then the girl hear a scratching sound and voice say,
Let me in.
the girl doesn't do it, and then after a while she goes to sleep. The next morning, she wakes up and finds her boyfriend still not there. She gets out to check, and hand hook, car door. You couldn't let me just do that on my own. Like, I'm the narrator.
I didn't realize altogether we had to say it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that this was a group effort at the end there.
The fucking
It's okay.
stairs.
1, 2, 3.
Stairs.
And man hook door. Wait, I fucked it up.
I love how no one else joined you. I love how like you're just trying to bring everyone in and no one else.
Him. And man door hand
Door,
hook
hand
car
hook.
door.
Welcome to last time on the Doctor Shame.
Last time.
Let's just start it over. Start the whole podcast over.
Start the
now.
whole thing over.
Can I just start my life over?
Oh.
Oh.
Let's not go there.
So when Duncan Mandor hand hook car doors, he pulls out a hook, freaks everyone out. Courtney says, "Do your parents even like you?" And Duncan's like, "I don't know. I haven't asked them in a while." And then a loud noise happens, and she hugs him.
Classic.
And then like Jeff and Doug are like, cool, like basically like when staring at each other, giving like a thumbs
Yeah,
up.
like
And
thumbs
it's just
up.
like
Yeah.
Nice, bro.
They're gross.
Physical contact with a
Jeff-
female.
Jeff I've decided is kind of gross, and so I mean Duncan's always been, but Jeff is gross.
Owen reveals he hasn't actually fought a bear. It was just for the theatrics. The branch that Lashana is on breaks, and the bear slowly approaches Lashana. And then you hear a voice say, "Hey, are you okay?"
Wait, hold off.
Yeah.
Because we have to acknowledge the fact that Owen, I think this was like the better line of the two, where he says, "Dear Abby, she's going to die." Like based off like the newspaper columnist, Dear Abby.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Like do you know what I'm talking about when I says Dear Abby?
I have no idea.
Okay, so Dear Abby is a very famous advice column where people would write into a newspaper. I forget what newspaper it was, and like she would give advice, and always every single letter would start with Dear Abby, and it became a very famous thing. So that I like that Owen is a reference said Dear Abby, and then I like the idea that it's printed in newspaper print. Dear Abby, she's going to die, and that's that's the statement. There's no question or anything.
All right, I like that. Turns out Izzy's in the bear costume.
Fucking furry.
In a bear costume, just because fucking furry. And they all like have a laugh about it. Kind of.
Guys, are we gonna do a segment one day where we figure out all of the campers' personas?
We could.
I would be down to do that.
Maybe the mid-season break.
I'm scared to do that.
It'd be fun.
Wow. Whoa. There's
Wow.
It's like as if Gabe is Frankenstein and we're about to create Frankenstein's monster.
If we had captions, it would just say maniacal furry laughter.
Come back to the bass. Bridget mentions that she has to pee. DJ wakes up to it, and he's like, "Hey, too scared to leave the tent?" And then he's like, "Me too," and holds up a jar of piss.
Okay, I was also listening at the time, so I didn't get the joke.
Yeah. So she leaves. The running theme of Bridget being clumsy has started happening here.
Yeah.
Well, it started in the last episode when she smashed Courtney's violin, but she ends up like tripping a bunch, and a piece of like hot rock from the fire burns down the bass's tent.
It's because she had a bat in her face.
That's it.
That was like some flat ass bat too. Fucking slapped her. Just fucking whap.
So that burns down. An actual bear appears at the gopher camp, and Owen like starts poking his nose.
Once they realize that it is an actual bear this time, Cody pees a lot again. When did he have time in the outdoors to drink so much water to pee the same amount again?
He's a hydrated boy.
He has two bladders like cows do.
Oh.
No, he has two bladders like all men do, because pee is stored all together in the balls.
In the balls.
Cows don't even have two bladders.
I'm not joining in. I am not joining in on these conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theory.
Pee stored in the balls.
The Earth is flat. The moon landing was fake, and pee is stored in the balls. The government is lying to you. Pee is stored in the balls.
Pee is stored in the balls.
Anyways, they run from bear again. Exit pursued by bear. Bass mentioned that, hey, their tent is burned down. Courtney's like, things could not possibly get worse, and then starts raining.
Classic.
Okay.
They go ahead.
Okay. No, this is coming up next. Why did you type Lashana missing 2 apples?
Because the fucking animation error. The 2 apples on her shirt are missing.
Doesn't she have like 3?
When she wakes up the next morning. She has 4, and she's missing 2 of them.
Dude, they didn't have any food. She was hungry.
There you go. I was gonna mention that there was that scene like right before the morning where they're flashing between the 3 I guess sections of the story, essentially, where Katie and Sadie are the ones separated from the 2 teams. They show the gophers in the tree, but Izzy is not up there in the tree with her people. But then she mentions the next day that she was in the tree.
Consistency.
Maybe.
You gotta love it.
Maybe she was on the backside of the tree.
So like they just forgot to animate like 2 claws coming out from the other side.
It's like those things where like an exceptionally large person is standing behind like a telephone pole and you can still see them.
Yeah, it just has like the little fur, like the fat fur on the side just hanging out. You know, or is it just a big old tree trunk? Could wrap the whole thing around him.
Yeah. Kane and Sadie meet the bear. They freak out.
The bear has the toupee now because Owen ripped the hair off of it. By the way,
yeah.
It's the Blagojevich bear.
Ba-da-ba.
Thank you.
Courtney wakes up the next morning on Duncan's chest. Freaks out a little bit. Whoa.
Hello.
Wonder if this is a relationship that's gonna happen.
What? Delinquent and class council girl? That'll never happen.
I believe it's Preppy.
Preppy.
Yes.
The punk and the prep. So the Bats end up getting back to camp before the Gophers. Heather is pissed off, yells at her team, but they realize Katie and Sadie aren't there. Running after and apologize. The Gophers.
Oh wait! I'm sorry. I have something from like right before they all start running back to camp.
Yeah.
Heather gets really mad at Owen and Izzy, and basically Heather told Owen and Izzy to shut up. And while that was happening, there was a bird that like landed right above Heather that was like tweeting a lot. And Owen and Izzy simultaneously was just like, instead of like lashing back out at Heather, they both turn their anger towards the bird and say "shut up," and then the bird just falls to the freaking ground.
The bird just dies.
I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Just straight up, just like wow, it just ended the bird's life right there.
Yeah.
Dead.
So the Gophers get as their reward, in addition to immunity, they get to visit the tuck shop.
Have they ever made mention of that before?
No, and I don't think they mentioned it since.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, they mention it as if it's like, oh, the tuck shop. Of course, the tuck shop. Now I'm gonna look it up. I wonder if it's a Canadian thing.
It is a Canadian thing. A tuck shop is a small food selling retailer. It is a term principally used in the UK, Ireland, Grenada, South Africa, Nigeria, New Zealand, Jamaica, Australia, Pakistan, India, and Canada.
Ah.
So former British or British-related places.
I see. Okay, so then...
Wait, but what is it?
They sell foods and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, it's just like a little, like, convenience store.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Bodega.
Okay.
I feel like I've heard the term bodega so many times, and it's referring to different things.
What is bodega mean?
Straight up. It's,
where they work in OKKO.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like the term bodega is just used a lot for different things.
I was going to make a joke. Isn't that the actor from Star Wars? But that's Boyega. Okay. They celebrate in the Gophers get to party in the hot tub. Owen throws up, and then continues to eat.
He eats crocodiles.
My favorite part is when we see his butt crack. It is so funny.
You sound like the 3 little pigs from Shrek.
He huffed and he huffed. And
it is.
You know the rest.
So at the marshmallow ceremony, Chris just decides to throw them because they're so tired. This becomes standard, I feel. Like, he throws the marshmallows at them instead of them coming up to get them pretty regularly. Mm-hmm. Courtney, Duncan, Bridget, DJ, Harold, Jeff, and Tyler all get one, leaving Tweedledum and Tweedleidiot. And I guess Tweedledum gets the boot. Katie.
So... we need to talk about this, because...
Okay.
What what's their reasoning? I would just like to know what the reasoning was. But why Katie and
Because
not
she
Sadie?
She sounds too much like Lindsay.
They want to give the voice actor a
Yeah.
break. Yeah.
Right.
Because I was gonna say even if Sadie was the one eliminated, I would still not know what the reason was to boot her over Katie. Because
they
those
just
characters,
picked one.
that's why these characters suck ass. Because they're not different. They don't have any differences whatsoever.
No, Katie can drive. And Sadie is good with direction. That's their difference.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, I apologize. I didn't know that there's such rich character development
Okay.
of Katie and Sadie,
You know what this means?
who never
Who do you
appear
think-
again outside
Real
the series.
question
You know what
though.
this means?
Who do you think? Sorry,
They're
go
both
ahead.
different types of gay.
Explain.
Because one can drive, but the other one can drive but is bad with directions, and the other can't drive but is good with directions.
See.
And neither of them can park.
And me, I am one of those.
You're the first
Yes.
one because you can drive.
I just think this is like a fascinating case study outside of the fact that it's probably because the voice actor needed a break from doing two characters.
Yeah. Who do you think Katie and Sadie voted for?
It'd be hilarious if they voted for one another.
I don't. They definitely wouldn't, just because they don't want to see each other go.
I have no idea. I don't think they have too much of like a precedent to vote against anyone in particular because they weren't there with anybody else.
Maybe
Yeah.
Bridget
No idea.
because she vomited on them last episode.
Maybe.
That could be.
Yeah.
That's the only connection
Interesting.
I could make.
They get a really long.
Because they didn't
extended...
bond with anyone else, and I think Bridget was like the only one that had any connection to them after a while.
Yeah.
Ah!
They suck. There's a really long extended goodbye where they're Katie's yelling from the boat as she's driving away, and Sadie's yelling from the dock,
But
and it leaves no lasting impact on
they're
anybody.
one is moving further away, yet they're still talking to each other as if they're like the same distance apart.
This is the start of a few episodes of Sadie sobbing. This is where the characters actually start to become different for obvious reasons because they kind of have to start becoming different. The show essentially forces it that way. That
I don't.
her
Sorry,
sobs, guys, her sobs.
They're bad.
My God, it's so grating, and it happens
is.
over across multiple episodes.
It is. We get another scene right at the end where Duncan and Courtney start to talk a little bit. Courtney calls Duncan I don't know, probably like a loser or something. And he scares her again. And then she says something like, I hate you. And then he's like, oh, she so doesn't hate me. And then puts his hands behind his back, but he's got the hook. So he stabs himself.
How does he not die?
I don't know.
Chris, that's a very loaded
Bro,
question.
he's invincible.
And then episode's over.
Yeah. Yay!
Yay. Good episode.
Yeah.
Who would like to do their
I'll
ranking
do it.
first? All right.
This one was definitely a lot better than the previous one, but Katie and Sadie are just not. They're just not doing it for me. So I guess 5.
Okay.
I'll say I'll say you know what? I'll give it a 7. I think that what really knocks this episode was how obvious the people getting out was. But
Yeah.
I thought I enjoyed the Owen, like, the Owen stories. I enjoy that he had like a very much a prominent role in this episode. I liked the fact that I liked that there was like I felt like this is one of those episodes like you were talking about last episode, Go Cubs, where you get a lot of interaction with the characters, and a little bit of development between them. I kind of I liked that element of the episode, but yeah, Katie and Sadie definitely knock it down.
Yeah. Walsh, what about you?
I'd probably give this episode like a 7 out of 10. I think
Okay.
it's pretty solid. There's like some annoying characters, but for the most part, I think it holds up pretty well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm gonna give this episode an 8. The 2 points knocked off are pretty much because of Katie and Sadie, just because I love
One
the
each.
what?
One each.
Yeah, one each. But otherwise, it's great. The challenge also doesn't make that much sense in terms of like a challenge. Not very laid out well, but the relationships are good. You really get you get much more of a sense of characters. Heather's not unbearable in this episode like she was in the last one. I just think it's good.
Yeah.
All around.
I gotta say though, like, I legit think through 6 episodes of me rewatching this series that I can only think of like 2 or 3 maybe characters that are likable.
Yeah.
And I think that's a little bit of a detriment on the show. A little bit. I mean, I think I think it's good to have the people that like are not as likable, but like they're at least funny in some ways. Like I think that helps it, but I don't know. Like I think Gwen's probably the most likable and like the least problematic of everyone there.
Oh, for sure.
I'd also add
I think
Lashana to
we
that
kind of
because
talked about the
Lashana's my
fact that
girl.
Yes,
Lashana's great.
that's true.
I think we talked a bit about how like Gwen is kind of like the audience's vessel
yes.
into the show, so it helps that she's more of the straight. Well, maybe not orientation, but the straight man, and
We know what you're
I don't
talking
know.
about.
I'm not gonna sign things.
Shush.
And like out of all the guys, like I Owen's definitely like likable, but he has his moments too. I mean, it's him but like I would even say like Trent's not too bad. Like
Yeah.
he's pretty solid, but he's also kind of like a one trick pony where he's just like the laid back guy that doesn't really have much else to him outside like licking Gwen. I don't know.
Yeah. They do much better when there's less characters.
Definitely.
Like it's hard to give everyone spotlight when there's so many of them.
Yes, I agree with that.
All right.
I think I agree. All right,
Yeah.
You guys ready for that total drama-rama?
Mm-hmm.
All right. On today's episode of Dock of Shame, I bring you to episode 42 of Total Drama-rama. Episode 42, season 1. Mutt Otta about Owen. I don't...
Okay,
Say
I
that
don't-
again.
Yeah, say that again.
All right. Again, written by Lori Elliott. Mutt, M-U-T-T, Adu, A-D-O.
Adieu.
Oh my fucking god.
I think that's where we're getting thrown off a little bit there.
Mutt ado about Owen.
Okay.
Okay.
It still doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, it's the Much Ado About Nothing is the parody.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I never heard of that. Okay.
Okay.
After accidentally hypnotizing Owen into being a dog,
What's with these supernatural, like, fucking... Go ahead.
Harold thinks he must reverse the hypnosis to avoid going to jail.
He's a fucking 2-year-old.
I'm gonna go
Sorry,
to jail
kid.
because my fucking friend is a dog. Thinks he's a dog.
Sorry, kid, you're going to jail.
Hypno crimes.
Hypno crying. I mean, like why? Just it's just so much why?
It's all so bad. Do they have like a wheel that they
Yeah,
just
it's a
spin
wheel. It's a
before they
wheel
write?
of like. It's a wheel of like normal premise, and then like ghost, monster, alien, voodoo, and then like just like first word that comes to your head.
Like they could have like. What's even worse about all of this is that they purposely made like Make It Baby, right? The whole Make It Baby thing, right?
Make a
Yeah.
baby.
Make It
Fucking
Baby.
baby.
But they're
Fucking
not
Mr.
doing.
Peanut. Make a baby.
They're not doing any episodes that are just about what being a baby is like. Instead, they're putting them in these situations that would be just as strange if they
Now,
were fucking teenagers.
The first
Now-
episode is Baby.
Now, I
'Cause that's
will
the only one I've
say,
watched.
yeah, I will say there are some baby episodes.
Okay.
But I think I've been feeding you guys a little too well with some fucking off the wall bullshit.
Okay.
So don't worry.
I mean, so far through 6 episodes, you're doing well to keep up the weirdness. Like, I think, like, I mean, it might end up dropping off at some point, but it's right now, it's doing real good.
One day. You know what? No, I hope I never run out. I hope we make Total Dramarama forever.
For the sake of the Doc of Shame podcast, they have to keep on making Teledramarama.
That's gonna do it for this week, everyone.
That's gonna do it for the podcast. We're ending it off.
Yeah, we're ending it. No, just this week. Join us next time, where we will continue this strange show.
Bye-bye.
See y'all next time.
Goodbye. Last time on Doc of Shame.
The Doc of Shame podcast is brought to you by Team Chaos Productions. Find us on Twitter @Doc of Shame and find more of our work at Teen Chaos Pods.